Hello guys, this is Anushija and I'm going to go through all the features of my version 8 rig template, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that presentation. It took a while to make, and if you want to skip ahead in the video or to a certain point, go ahead, it's all in the description. And let's get started. Okay, so as you can see now there are different tiers of the rig. Depending on how good your computer is, you can use whatever you see. It gives a rough estimate as to what the frame rate might be. On my computer it runs a little higher than the given FPS, but whatever. So I'm going to use the ultimate. I'll go through the ultimate items later and what each tier is. Okay, so let's first go through the mechanics of the rig so you can have an understanding of what it looks like. Keep in mind you can customize this all in the customization tab, and I'll go through that stuff later. So let's get started. So this is got new stretch. It's smooth bends, so you can change it to rigid bends if you like. And then we got wrist, and then we have this extra controller here. Move it, and yeah. Then this thing is basically for items. When you move this and you keyframe it and stuff. So then we have the body. Rotate. This is like the previous body, but now you can move it like that. Same here. Move it, and this one is the hips, and you can move it. And then the main one here, and the legs, same thing really as arms, except got feet, so stretch that and that. Oh, and it's smooth. You can change it as well. Okay, so next we have the facial features. So if you move this up, we get the UZ there. If you move this up, we get the manual controls, and if you move this down, we get we lower the quality of the mesh. The last one here is basically a mesh switch out. It switches out to a very low quality mesh. So let's put it at this, and let's disable the manual controls. Oh, and we have this one here for deformations. And if you load a flat texture, this one comes out. Like you can't deform head because it's a cubic texture. But yeah, I'll get to that later. Anyway, let's get to the facial features. So smooth mouth, you can change it if you like. It's all in the customization. And then we get this nice smiling and sad and everything. Same stuff, and it just looks a little nicer. So teeth, you can even change the teeth if you like. Dimples, puffiness, and then the jaw and eyes. Oh yeah, the eyelids now animate with the eyes. It looks really smooth and looks so it's just so much easier to animate with it. Now blinking also does with the eyebrows. We got this thing here, pupil size, and then eyebrows. Let me quickly move this up for that. Okay, so eyebrows. This is like the normal one, and then if we move this one, new one, you get like that and like that. Yeah. So let's show you the manual controls. You can do the same stuff really, except yeah. And oh god, let me disable the okay. And we got the tongue. It's a little big, but I'm never gonna use a tongue. But yeah. And yeah, you just got all the manual controls and stuff. Okay, so we also got the visual selector here. Double click, and you get all the stuff in here. This will be used also for copying and pasting keyframes to different rigs, and it's really simple. And yeah, we also got the manual controls, copying and pasting. Okay, quick thing here, if you disable the layers and stuff, you see this star thing saying copyright owner on your switch. So basically what this is it's basically to say that I'm the owner. You can't delete it. If you try and delete it, it messes up all the espresso. And if you try and rename it, it says fake. And if you render, it's like that. So you can't change it. Don't even try, because even if you try and add this to a different layer and you try to hide it, like I want to say this is my rig. Yeah, it's my rig. So now you're trying to off it like that. As you can see, it's linked towards the main mesh, so you can't delete it. and you can't delete the name because it messes it up. But if we put the right name, copyright owner switch, then it just goes back to normal, and if you render it doesn't show up. Oh god. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, just that thing I just a really quick feature, going to basic. If you turn this off, it turns off the entire rig, and if you turn this off, it'll turn it off in the render. So yeah, you can keyframe this. So if you are switching out the rig because something messed up in the middle of the animation, so sometimes you do switch out the rig, it's very simple. Now you just do that, and trust me, that it took a while to be able to do this. So okay, so let's get to the customization. So first thing we have is the rig name. So it's important you name the rig so that it organizes everything. So if I type teenager, so now you can see the name on the top changes and the name here changes, as well as the layers. So everything's organized, nothing gets messed up. It's just nice to have as animator. Next we have skin type. If you want 1.7 skins, all the skins in here are 1.8, so no need to worry about that. And then Alex arms if you like. And then, so the Alex arms messes up the extrusions. If you try and extrude the mesh right now, it won't work. So we need to turn this on. So once you're done putting all the skins together, you just enable extrusions. But on the other tiers of the rig, like this one, it doesn't have that feature because I removed the Alex arms features because it added extra to the rig. So now we can like load a texture. So I'm gonna just do a quick demonstration with say this guy. We got okay, so we got face deformers right now, so we can change that later. So we can turn off the layers here, outer layers of the body and outer layers of the legs and everything. Okay, render subdivides. So that's basically when you render. So it renders out the mesh with the smooth stuff, and if you put it low, it'll render it. Yeah, without any subdivides. So now we have the mesh render, which is like, so we have the low poly mesh here. If I render, you can see that it renders out the high poly mesh and not the low poly mesh. So if you want it to render the low poly mesh, you just turn this on and it will render that. And if you set this to this, it will render the low poly mesh still. So yeah. Then we have ambient occlusion. It's basically a fusion layer on the textures, so it'll make it so that only this rig has ambient occlusion on it. Then we have spline controllers. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I don't know why people use spline controllers, because it's just so tough to select. When you have an unlocked layer, you can still select it very easily. So that's, I don't know why you guys still want spline stuff. Anyway, then we have use data spline. If you want to change this, just extra stuff. And we have the hue and saturation here for this thing, and yeah. Okay, so the next thing we have is the head customization. So under other, we have the editor. Okay, so we have the user data here, and we can move it here, and then we can change it to HUD, and basically it just changes it into this. It's just Freddy Sal wanted it. I really don't recommend using this because you don't get spline control and anything. It's just all the keyframes get messed up as well. And yeah, so I will say never use that. Anyway, then we have texture deformation. If you want a flat texture, and that gets rid of all deformations on the head. So I use deformations also for like this stuff. So it'll disable that if you don't, yeah, if you put a flat texture. But if you like, say your skin is basically just one color, you can change this to type, and you can change it to color and change it to whatever. Oh god, sorry, that was a little bad. Anyway, and it'll then enable everything. It's just maybe you might use it, I don't know. Anyway, so we can turn off eyebrows, eyes, and everything here. But if you're going to turn off everything, then I suggest you load in this thing, head plane, which is basically the head without any facial features, and it reduces lag drastically. So head's hair size, just remove that, and yeah, we have eyebrow color, straightforward, the size and the height. Eyes, can change that. Curved eyes, I'll show you what you can do with that later. So you can change the position very easily now. And the pupil and everything adjusts to it, so it's really took some time to do this. And the size, so what I do normally is I increase this a little, and then I go into pupil. You can change the type of pupil, sparkle, double, if you like, double textured pupil size and length. So I put this up a little. Pupil depth, something like that maybe. You guys don't like my taste in rigs, I guess. Anyway, so another thing you can do is this one. Make it big. If you saw the presentation, you could see and oh god, X. Then I move this down. And yeah, you can make a very darky looking guy. Yeah. Undo, and then we have what else? The mouth. Okay, so next we have the mouth. So it's by default it's a rigid mouth, and you can set it curvy. And okay, control type. So basically what that is. So we have the control type 1, which is like this. I'm probably gonna recommend using that one. And then control type 2, which is like the previous version of the mouth. So like this. And yeah, same for the curvy mouth. Curvy, I already showed you the curvy one. And by the way, almost everything is math nodes, so you don't have to worry about so many calculations using range mappers. I did not use hardly used any range mappers for this, all these features. Okay, so then we have control type 2 for the curvy mouth, which is not perfect. It does take a very long time to make these features, so it can't be all perfect. It'll take way too much time. Okay, so curvy, let's put that back. Okay, next we have the jaw type. So this is a rigid jaw, curvy jaw if you like. And yeah, and then teeth type. Let's move this up. And set it to like a weed line look or a solid look, whatever. I'm never gonna use that other look. Okay, curvature of the mouth. Like that. If you set it to rigid, you can change the curvature here as well. Mouth depth and mouth roundness. Okay, so next thing we have is the body. So by default we have the rigid bends enabled, and so this is how it looks so far with the rigid bends. Fancy feet, you can change that. So if you want curvy bends, go ahead. If you want normal bends, which is like a weighted bend, go ahead. So whatever, I'm gonna use curvy, maybe, most likely. And yeah, so then we have fancy feet, you can change that to curvy feet, curvy. And yeah, so then we have stretch on the arm. You can change that. You can change the clamp here, and you can change it to cartoon or normal. Same for the legs. Okay, so the next thing is kinematics. If you move this, we get like a stretchy body, and if you set it to normal, you can change that to like a body that kind of follows like that. And same for up here, it doesn't stretch. I'm gonna use the stretchy one. Okay, arm go and wrist type. This basically turns off parenting, but the problem is you need to move that down, and then now it just, yeah. It's not a big problem. I was just too lazy to fix it. Okay, next we have wrist follow. So without the wrist follow, it's just normal, and then with the wrist follow, it is like this. So it kind of adapts to the, it's like a leg, it's like the feet basically. Okay, and then arm bounce Basically the goal sticks within the area the arm is. So if we, here comes the espresso here. So if you increase the stretch clamp on the arm, the bounds automatically adjust. And I did this manually, so it's part of my espresso. So it did take some time to do all these features so that they work together, but yeah, it works. Okay, so we got the same for leg bounds, then arm 90 degree and leg 90 degrees, so we can do that, and it just sticks to 90 degrees, it doesn't move more. And then oh, IK and FK. Then what else? That's it for that. Okay, so the next thing we have is mesh options. So this is cool because you can make your characters very unique. So these are just some presets. The presets are terribly done, in my opinion. You can make your own presets, so don't worry. You're probably like, oh, what has Anish done here? You can show the deformers if you like. And then there's this bloat option that bloats the rig a little, and smoothness. I suggest you set it at, like, say, less than 50, because it kind of messes up the rigid bends. But if you're using curvy bends, then you can set it to whatever curviness. Okay, size. So if you want a baby or a big man, and then main, and yeah, I can change that. Okay, so let me just do off this. I'm going to just go through something real quick. Just make a quick character here. Just improvise it, whatever. So next we have body. What I do normally is something like this. Like a very, I don't know what's, okay, so something like this. And yeah, it looks awesome. You can just mess around, you can even add babies. And yeah, okay, so the next thing is the automate features. So once you're done customizing everything and you're ready to animate, you would just turn off customization here, and you're ready. So everything for animation will be in this purple thing, everything with items will be in this blue thing. So everything's ready, and so let's get to the features. So turn on low poly and turn off whatever. Face controls as well here. Okay, so next thing is extrude textures. So this adds a little lag, so I'm going to just quickly speed the video a little and let's get to it. Okay, so once you delete this, you can see the texture already like extrudes automatically. So you can even do the same to the outer layer of this. You can delete the polygons around the texture and it will extrude it for you. So this adds a little bit of lag, so if you're animating, you turn this off, and then when you're done animating, you turn this back on. Okay, so the next thing, textures, turn off textures if you're like, I don't know when you're going to do that. Turn off add-ons, which is the items, turn off user data, the name, so if you don't want the name, switches, then, oh, okay, next thing, dislocate. I use this in the presentation. You saw when it cut off the head of the zombie. So dislocate. So when you click on it, it dislocates the body part. So you can keyframe it. It's a little, you need to be a little crafty with the keyframing. You'll see why when you know how to animate, learn how to animate. So yeah, it's just so much easier like this. I'm so happy I added this because now I can dislocate and I'm not gonna have any problems. It's gonna save a lot of time. Okay, next. Okay, so the next thing, probably my most favorite tab ever, the automate tab, because I hate animating. So if you turn on smart move and turn on legs of the smart move, so let me reduce the quality. So if we move this, now the body adapts to the arm where it is. Really cool. It makes it look so smooth. I use this in, well, I'm using this all the time now for every animation I'm doing. Yeah, it just makes it look so nice and smooth. Same for the legs. I'm still working on a better one of it, like something even better, using a velocity, calculation of velocity as well. So we basically, yeah, I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, so that's the smart move, and let's get to the other ones now. So it can be enabled while you're doing like the auto walk, so it's still working, no problem. So next thing is the auto walk actually. So he walks and it adapts to the ground. Like so. This feature is just ridiculous. If you see the espresso, I hid the espresso. You can't see it. But if you see it, you'll be like, you won't know what's happening. Anyway, even I don't know what's happening. So we now have full control over the auto walk here. If you want to change up the look of it, you can even keyframe it manually. But yeah, you can change up the auto walk here, and canceller basically the first step it takes. Like that, it'll change that up depending on what cycle you're using. If you're using the run cycle, you would want to change the cancellers a little. So it runs as well, and let's get to the C motion now. I'm a freak for C motion and stuff because I hate animating. And like auto blink, I mean, what the hell? Who thinks of that? The character blinks because I'm too lazy to animate that. Okay, so grab the spline into the path of the C motion, and you'll start walking automatically on the line. No bugginess, so easy. Okay, so next we have the facial stuff, automating facial stuff. Okay, so we have head IK dynamics. So the head kind of automatically moves, like just for cartoonish effects. Thought I would add it. Turn that off. Now auto look. So let me enable this and turn this up a little. So basically it just makes the, when you move the eyes, the head moves with it. And if you increase it, it'll move more. And yeah, so that's that. Auto blink, one of my favorite features. So it blinks every, say, 3 seconds because I set it to 3. And now if I set it to like 10, it'll blink every 10 seconds. And I think we blink every 7 seconds. So I'll set it at 7 or something. It depends, whatever. Okay, next thing, lip sync. So let's load a lip sync file. Sometimes it takes a while to load, so don't think it's broken. It's not broken because I tested it. And let's see if it works. It is not working, it needs to load, so be right back. Okay, a quick tip, if it's not working, go to lip sync, search it here, so click here and search lip, and you hit play. Oh god. So now it's working. It's a glitch probably in Cinema 4D, but now it's working. Oh god, sorry about that. Okay, so he's saying R now, and you would move this to R, you would keyframe it. You would keyframe like this, the movement this way, and he'll just do the lip sync will do the rest. And then you can animate the strength as well here. So you would animate those two things when you're using the lip sync. Okay, so next you have the vibrate tab. So if you hit on, now the head's moving. So we can change this up. So if you want to look more to the left and right, just change this up. So this is a feature for lazy animators like me. Just enable that and he's moving. So just adjust the features. If you don't want rotation, you just disable that. Say arms, with the arms, then the use data, so you can like talk, like background characters, something. And just a cool feature. You can even like add this to some C motion, like real quick. Do this real quick. Fine. Okay. And now he's walking, and you can make him look to the left, ignore. And yeah, we have background character. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so next we have ultimate items. So if we load that in, we get all the items already installed. But some aren't because it collides with the other. If you want, you can install it manually. Let's skip ahead in the video if you want to see that. It's very easy. It even has instructions on each item. And yeah, that's how much time I spent on the rig. Okay, so visible in editor and render. If you don't want to see it in the editor because of lag, you can always off it and render. Then we have it all bound, and even the customization. If you change it curvy to change the armor to curvy, so everything is set up. Then we have armor size, we have the color, if you want to change the color armor, the leather armor. You can't change it for the gold and diamond and all that stuff. Okay, the next thing is the jacket, the most annoying thing in the world. So if you like, you can change the skin, say like Ninja Kid is a good one, or whatever. Find the skin in here. So Logan is the one I'm using for the jacket. You can turn off one if you like, or that one. It has random effectors, so it's moving. So this is all user data. It's nothing is cloth. User data. So change the size of it. You can fold it up. You can animate this as well. You can change that. You can change the arm length. And then if we move the rig using velocity, it calculates this and it uses user data, and it does not go through the mesh. So if I move this back, you can see it's moving quite nicely. If you see the espresso, you'll be a little surprised as to what I have done. It's a monstrosity. It's crazy. Okay, so we can control it like this as well. You can off the protection constraints if you like. But yeah, that's the jacket. Okay, so the next thing is the items on the right hand. So everything is connected to this. So if we move that, it will smooth out the turn on smooth. Okay, and it will smoothen this out. So everything's connected to that, which is also nice. You don't have to go into the espresso and everything. Okay. Pickaxe, shovel, diamonds, no, everything. I think I've forgotten the iron sword last time. I don't know. It happens. Okay, special sword. What? It looks terrible in my view. But yeah. Then just turn this off. Enchanted. It is sort of animated. I was just too lazy to make it good, because I spent way too much time on this sword, because I'll show you the next thing. Electricity. Yeah, it looks awesome. Gold. Sword. It's like that. Try and increase the frame rate a little bit. Could be nice. Okay, yeah, if you render it out, it looks really cool. So the next thing we have is swipes. So if you turn on swipes, oh, you can even change the hue and the hue on space. Okay, swipes is basically this. You saw it in the presentation. So it took freaking forever to make this thing, but it was worth it. It looks so cool when you render it. It's a little slow at the moment because I'm recording, but yeah, and I'm on a laptop. So okay, so next we have the left arm. So let's enable that. I don't know if I already said this, but this is what you need to control all the items. You use this sphere in the middle, because then with this it keyframes all the items in it. If you keyframe just the object, then it doesn't transfer the keyframe. So yeah, that's why I'm using that sphere in the middle. So we have the regular bow, and you can add an arrow, and right now it's parented. If you like, you can turn off the parent. I am so lazy at animating, so I did this. And you need to be a little crafty with the keyframing, because keyframing and parenting, switching the parents don't work well together. So you need to like position it in a certain way and keyframing. Okay, and then realistic bow, you can even add an arrow. This is the previous bow I made. I just edited a little. And yeah. So the next thing is the shield, the terrible shield I made. It's so bad. I don't know why I made it. It's so ugly, but whatever. It's just that. Okay, so next we have the head items. So we have the beard. You can enable the cap on it. It obviously has dynamics to it. And length, size, same beard really. And then you have ponytail. I redid the ponytail because it was causing problems. And it's a nice ponytail. I like it. You can change the size now of it. Like so. And the length. Hairpiece. And what else do we have here? Other, okay, nose types. You need to reposition it, whatever, go ahead. If you need to redo the texturing, go ahead. I can't spend so much time on this. Okay, hairbrain eyes. It has a lens flare to it, you need to add it in the render. So, effects, lens effects, render. And no matter what distance you are from it, it will have a nice look to it. Make sure you off the pupils, otherwise it'll look terrible. Okay, minor helmet also has lens flare and everything with it. Hat, I didn't add the hat, you need to add that manually because it collides with something. Ears, glasses, you can turn them back to normal glasses, sunglasses, and change the colors and whatever. Okay, so next I'm going to go through the items. I'm not going to go through how to install it in this video. If you go in the description, there's going to be a separate video, an unlisted video, how I install the items individually. But yeah, so I'm just going to go through the basics of the installation. It tells you what to do, so it's very straightforward. You just need to follow these things. Parent to add-ons head. And whatever espresso tag you see, you need to fill in. So it tells you the names. So let's do the armor real quick. Add-ons, grab it in, and make sure you disable the layers. So if you're able to add the armor easily, then that means you're ready to add all the other items, because it's basically the same principle. You just grab whatever you see and you just type it in chat. I mean, chat in the thing, and you put it. Sorry, taking a while. Real quick, do it real quick. C.B. So this is auto weighted, so no problem with the weighting and stuff. Mesh, and then last one, and J.main. So if you don't want the layers, if you don't want it to go into the layers, you just delete that. But it automatically puts everything in the layers, so when you lock it, you can't select it. So no need to worry about that stuff. Okay, next you need to follow this. So the parenting, it's very straightforward. You just put into the, oh god, put in here, and head goes in here into the head add-ons. Head add-ons. Okay, so right in there, and then the body to body. Let's go like this: leg to left leg, left leg to right leg to oh god, left arm to left arm, and okay, we're already done anyway. So that's how you install the armor. Very easy. Not for me to make though. It was not easy to make the armor, and so now we have this option here, like I showed you before. Extrude lag. So if you off it, it offs extrude of the armor, and it reduces the lag of the armor. So yeah, that's how you install the items. Just follow. Each one has their thing. Some of them aren't even related to adding to the mesh, like yeah, and some of them just don't have anything. The torch you need to add yourself. Whatever hand you need to add it onto, just add it onto it. So the torch, and this is just a template to make your hair, and I'll go through that in the other video. So yeah, so okay, next I want to go through all the different tiers of the rig. So we have Ultimate LQ. So basically what I've done here is I've deleted the skin options, so you can't change it to 1.7, and I delete the Alex arms because this adds quite a bit of lag and issues with the rig. So I also deleted bloat and smoothing because that also adds some issues, and I also deleted the second layer of the mesh because it just doubles the lag. So that's what Ultimate LQ is. Next is animation. This is what you would use to animate normally. So you can see right away that I deleted the deformers on the arm. So if I do this, you can see this is the ultimate, and this is the animation. It's not there anymore. I deleted it because it adds some lag. I also deleted some other deformers in it. As you can see in the body, you can't customize the feet anymore. And then animation LQ, I deleted even more deformers, so there's no stretch and everything. And yeah, then we have skeleton. This is what you'll be animating with, and then transferring the keyframes. I'll go through that later. We have this to copy and paste keyframes, but we have all the kinematics in here still, and we have options here for the and we still have the auto walk and stuff, and automate stuff, which is working. And then we have the LQ skeleton. This is what I'll be animating with. It doesn't have the auto walk. I deleted that. Deleted all the, basically it's hardly anything. It's just the mesh basically, and it has this thing. You can do the add-ons if you like. I'll show you how to do that later. But yeah, that's basically what this is. Okay, so I have the scene set up to demonstrate how to copy and paste keyframes from the low poly rig onto any rig you like, and you can transfer it back also, so it's reversed. You can reverse it as well. So say we animated this scene, I animated the scene with the low poly rig, and now I want to load in the high poly rig. So basically what you do is you select the visual selector, you select everything in the visual selector, and we copy all the keyframes like so. Then we go into the rig we want to paste the keyframe. So I basically loaded in the animation low quality one. And now select everything, make sure you don't miss one, otherwise you'll mess it up. And now we have all the keyframes set, and we can delete the one we don't want. So now, now we want to show how we can transfer it back into the low quality one. So I added some keyframes onto the user data, so we can transfer the user data keyframes onto the low quality one. So you can see the movements. So now let's transfer it. So let's get a low quality one, like so, and we need to enable the this one, okay. And now let's transfer it. So let's copy the, oh, the wrong one. This one, copy this. And copy, and then template this one and paste it here. And now, yeah, we got that. Now the keyframe, sorry, the user data. So if you want to copy and paste the user data of the manual controls, you can use this. The heads, you use the same thing. You just select everything and then select everything on the other one, and then you load it. Same thing. So this is the user data for the low poly one. So now we need to transfer this. Let me just add this to the layer here. So okay, so now select everything. Don't miss one out, or you will mess it up. Not sure, you'll probably mess it up. Select everything, copy it. Now get this one and select everything. Did I copy? I think I copied. Let's hope I copied. And now we paste it. Okay, so as you can see, the keyframes have been copied the same exact way. So this one's parent to the head. But yeah, you can see it. So the time you would use this feature is when, say, you animated the high poly guy and you want him to be in the scene but not cause lag. Then you would just load in this guy and copy all the keyframes onto him, and then once you're done animating, then you just load back in the high quality one. You can even copy and paste automate stuff and the add-ons and stuff. So yeah. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to extrude the rig. So first of all, what you want to do is unlock the layer and select the layer you want to extrude. And so I'm going to extrude this here, and hit MT to get the extrude tab, and hit 9, make sure it's 91, and set this to like whatever you want, and extruded, yay. And it's already working and stuff. So if you want, you can subdivide it so that it looks nicer. So all you want to do is get the loop and get the subdivides, whatever you like. Just, you should know how to do this anyway. And last one. Okay, so now it should be good. And yeah. Okay, next I'm going to go through all the excess features in my rig that I shouldn't have, but whatever. It's basically adding meshes and deleting stuff and whatever, and searching and everything. So let's enable the layers. So, and go here, and we can see there's a help thing. It says searches, and it tells you what you can search. So controllers, if you search C.B. we get all the body controls, and you can use this to copy and paste keyframes as well if you like. And then we have C.H. which is all the facial controls, manual controls, copy paste like this as well. And then if you type C. It's just all the controls. And yeah, so next thing is deleting stuff. So this is the ultimate rig, so it has all the deformers and stuff. If you want to delete the deformer, it's very easy. You type d.x1, and these are the extra controls. These controls here. This one's the main one. It adds quite a bit of lag. So if you want, just go ahead and delete everything you see there. Then d.x2 is basically deformation presets, which is, so if you delete that, if you remember, this is the presets here, and it gets rid of that. It was quite a bit of espresso to do that, so I would recommend deleting it if you don't need it. Stretches, if you don't want stretches, just type d.x3. Then d.x4 is the wrists and feet. So you don't want curve. If you don't use the curve, just delete it, and then you go into Espresso and you delete that. So in the tiers, I've already done that. All this deleting stuff. Animation LQ has deleted. I deleted all the deformers, and animation deletes just some of them. So that's all the deletes. Okay, so next I want to go through adding and installing meshes. So say you want to delete the high poly mesh, and like so, you delete it, and you want to just animate with the low poly mesh, and then later on load in the high poly mesh to the rig. Whatever. This is the old method of doing it. I still have it, but the new method is using the skeleton rig and just copying and pasting keyframes. But I'm going to go through this anyway since I have it. So what you would do is you just off the layers and stuff, and then you type m.x1. So this is all the high poly mesh, everything, use data and everything. And if you type m.x2, we get the low poly mesh, and you can delete that as well. So m.x1, if you have the choice of deleting only the head and only the body. If you like, you can delete everything and then load everything later. So you can animate with this. Frame rate is pretty high. And then once you're done animating, it's very easy. Just go here, extras, meshes, and body HQ. So then we need to load in the Espresso. This doesn't take long, don't worry. Let's disable the low poly mesh. And okay, so basically loading Espresso. So what we do is we search all the names here. We can see the name, mesh, customization. If you can't see the name, just zoom in. So J dot, so we got elbow right, elbow left, knee right. Okay, I'm going to speed this up. Okay, the last two is material dot and material dot legs. Sorry, and so it's a material. So body and legs, you just drag the materials in. And then we're done with the Espresso, so not too difficult. So now it's just parenting basically. So we just grab this here and this here. Okay, so now we need to parent this to the right one. So body HQ. If you like to make it easier, just type m dot, and then you just drag it to the respective places. So m dot body HQ, m dot body 2 HQ, which goes to m dot body 2. Right 2. Yeah, it's a little confusing at first. Left, and then left 2. Okay, speeding up right now. Okay, so say you just want to delete the outer layer of the, and you don't want the second layer of the mesh because it adds some lag. You just delete it, and you go in here, unpack, and you just delete this right here. That easy. Okay, so actually let's leave it like that. Next we have the head, and everything's working now. Even the customization is working if you want it to, and yeah, everything's working. So now the head HQ. Same thing here, except we got a lot of materials now, and automate. Let's do this now, but this time I'll speed it up now. Okay, so I'm done with that. Now we have the instructions here to which place we have to put it in. So parent to M head HQ, make sure it's on top of the control. So type M dot, and then you just drag it to where it's needed to be placed. And then drag this one and this one, oh, sorry, this one here. This one here. Like so, and like so. Okay, it's on top. Make sure it's on top and make sure the control is in there. And then this one goes here, this one goes here, and this one goes here. And we're done. So we have the user data working, and we have the layers already done, and everything is working fine. So it's like we have the same rig. And yeah, so if you want to load the low poly, just follow the same thing. It's the same as previous one. And yeah, oh yeah, and if you want a plain head without facial features, you just get this one and you follow the same thing here. Just do the espresso and put it into the respective places. Okay, so next we have the lighting and other. So I might put extra stuff in here later. Whatever, let's load in the lighting save. It's a save file. It has shadows enabled, and if you like, this light has nothing to do with the render, so you can change it up, soft shadows if you like, and it'll look even nicer. But whatever, if you don't want it, just off this, or you can just delete this light, and yeah. So you just load in whatever you like and you render it. So let's do a quick render. Yes, it is inspired by creepers, but remember, I was the first to put a lighting inside the LRB40 folder. I named it Stage, he named it Lightroom, but I agree his Lightroom is, his Stage or whatever is really cool, and it is inspired by him, so don't need to get on with it. Okay, so we have the same thing in lighting, but in LIB40 folder, like, so it's object and stuff, and then render settings. Same thing, and then we have the quick render. So same thing, load this and then the render settings, load the cube and render. This one's really quick. So, and this is what I use for the presentation because I don't have a good render computer at the moment. So I use this quick render for the presentation. And I decided to add this text. It's really cool. You can change it's a seed basically. You can change the seed. It opens up differently every time you change this thing. So whatever, you just mess around with it, and you can change the time, the duration of the text, the size of the text, the size of the sign, size of the text, and position of the text, and shagla, whatever. And yeah, that's that. Okay guys, thanks for watching. It was just so much hard work put into this rig. If you're feeling very generous and really like my work, feel free to donate. I'll put that in the description, my PayPal address and whatever. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you have any suggestions, also leave it in the comments. I'm going to also put a Q&A in the description. If there are any frequent questions being asked, I'm just going to write it in the description, this question, and just check it out. Yeah, make sure you check out the description because I might put some stuff in there, as well as the how to install the items. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you whenever. And bye.